Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Marina, I am 30 years old and I'm single and Catholic, and here are some things that I am doing to approach dating in my 30s that are maybe different than my 20s. I am not giving up on finding my husband, I'm not, but I am giving up on putting the effort and the pressure on myself. Not that I'm not going to do anything about it, but that I've just realized that dating is challenging, and I think if we get too attached to outcomes and think it's all on us to figure it out, we're gonna be disappointed. And I do think it is a miracle that people get married, like those people that just seem perfect for each other, and it's like, wow, they've been handpicked from across the world to be in this person's life, and they just align, and you just can see it when you meet them, like, and you see them together. It just, you can't make that stuff up, you know. And then there's the couples, you know, that are like, they're great together, but you wouldn't necessarily put them together, or, you know, it's not like as a magical match as others. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I'm looking for that kind of connection where it's just a miracle. God ordained, the person is like perfect for me. And I think God does have that for everyone, and he lets us choose. So you can go out there and try to find your man, but I'm leaning into, it's going to be a miracle that this person's brought into my life. I'm going to continue to go through the motions that you need to go through as a single woman. You know, go on the dates, go meet people in person, go online, be in all those places that God can use for you to connect with the right person. But I'm not going to try and fit a square peg into a round hole. And I know there is compromise in every relationship, and no relationship is perfect by any means, but I don't want to settle. I would rather be alone than be with someone that it doesn't 100% work, and I just want to be in a relationship. So I guess that's what I mean when I say I believe it'll be a miracle, because it's just, there's so many things that have to align for it to like be your person and to be that magical, like God ordained match. You know, you have to be both in the same stage of life. Like, they have to be single, you have to be single. They have to be open to dating and in a good spot to date, and you do too. And you have to be in the same vicinity. Like, you have to run into each other, or like meet online, be on the same dating apps. There's so many nowadays. You have to, you know, want the same things, enjoy the same things, believe the same things, like hope for the same things for your life. Like, there's so many things that have to align, and I just think, oh my gosh, there's no way I can control all of these things. You know, it's just wild, like, to see those couples where it's like, wow, you're perfect for each other. How does that happen? It's a miracle for sure. That's what I've come to learn being 30 and single. So here's some things besides that mindset change, that it's not all on me. It's mostly on God. I'm going to do my best, but kind of let go. Besides that mindset, I am going to take into my 30s, hopefully, and hopefully meet my person. But if not, I know God has a plan. So one of the other things that I am going to do is, or am doing currently, is trying to, be more detached. And I think that kind of goes along with that different mindset of it'll take a miracle and it will be a miracle. Being detached. I think it's easy to get attached to people or situations, or like the idea of somebody working out, and you just, I don't know, every girl I feel like jumps the gun and is like, oh my gosh, this guy I work with, he's so cute, and the fact that we work together, and you know, this and this, and before you're even like dating or serious, you start imagining how it'll work out, and it's just not healthy because you don't know, and there's so much to learn about a person, and there's so many phases and steps you have to go through before you can even get to that point. And it's just not helpful, because then you like end up being so disappointed. And why set yourself up to be crushed when 99% of the people you're gonna meet and find interesting, have a crush on, it's not gonna work out. Most of the time it's not, and I don't think that's cynical, because that's just how it works if you're looking to date and marry one person for the rest of your life. So trying to work on detachment, and with that, I guess, like, taking a more casual approach to dating. In the Catholic world, I grew up you know, cradle Catholic, so I went to all the youth conferences where they had all the talks, and I went to Franciscan University, and I've been in the adult Catholic scene, which is great, but there's definitely this mentality around dating, and I'm trying to like move on and like change that, because I think it is kind of a detriment, is that you just take it so serious right off the bat, and that kind of goes along with the detachment thing. Like you're on a first date and you're asking like all these super serious questions, and I just have found that to not be helpful. Like, of course you want to make sure you're aligned, but just make sure you get along first. Is, you know, have some fun. Like, dating doesn't have to be super serious and intense right off the bat. Of course, it is discerning your vocation and your commitment to someone for the rest of your life, so it's very important. But if you can't even have fun and you can't even like get along on a surface level, what's the point? Like, it's that the harder conversations will come in date 3, 4, 5 if you find this person, you know, interesting, and fun. You know, it's important to have fun. They're gonna be your best friend. At least I hope that my spouse is. So I think, yeah, if not that I can change how other people approach dating, like if you're on a date and someone's like interrogating you about like, do you want to be a stay-at-home mom? Do you want to work? Do you like, are you conservative? Like all these different hot topic things that are just kind of, I don't know, in the pot of being in the Catholic bubble culture situation, or as Jennifer Weiler likes to say, the Catholic ghetto. It just kind of takes away from the date. Maybe that's just a personal thing, but I'm just like, I just want to make sure we have a good time. Like, I just want to make sure I like you as a person and I enjoy being around you, and we can have some fun banter about random stuff that doesn't matter really, but it's just fun to talk about. Or like maybe it's a show or a podcast that we're just like, or just like random things that just you're passionate about or have hot takes on that are just fun to talk about. Just make sure you connect on that level. So that is one of the things, just not taking it so serious right off the bat and trying to keep it light, until you know you really like them, and then you can go a little deeper. Obviously, those things are very important if you're like wanting to take things serious. But another thing is just keeping my dating life more private. I, as a rule, am a private person, but my family is not. They're like open books, and they are nosy, and I love them, and we're all very close, but they want to know every detail about my dating life. And I think it is a thing where people just like feed, they like eat up dating content. I mean, it's all over online, right? This is probably why you clicked on this video. Like, people want to know the tea. They want to know, what did he do? What did he say? What did you talk about? Where's he from? Like, want to know all the details. And it's just hard when you're dating and they want to know everything, and you're just getting to know somebody and you're just trying to figure out how you're feeling about it, right? Like, for me, it takes a while to process and to be like, do I actually like this person? Like, how do I feel? And if I'm having like other people's opinions about my date, like when I don't even know how I feel, it kind of, I don't know, it affects how I feel about it. And I just want to come to terms with how I feel, which takes time, before I let other people in on what's going on, and not to be like secretive or behind their backs. Like, I just need more space, I think. And I've had to tell them, my dating life is not your entertainment. You need to find some other form of entertainment if that's all you've got going on. And I know I've been the source of entertainment for 10 years, so they're used to it, and it's fun when they get excited for you, but then it's terrible when it doesn't work out and they're like, we thought he was the one, oh my gosh, why are you breaking up with, like, you know, it's tough. It makes it worse. It like heightens the stress and anxiety around difficult things in relationships. So not that I'm gonna keep them out of it the whole time, but until like I'm sure, and I think that's healthy, right? I don't know, let me know in the comments, is that crazy? But here's to having more boundaries in my 30s. Another thing is just, yeah, like I said earlier, doing all the things but not putting my pressure on myself to like do all things, you know? Do it as I feel like. obviously time goes by and you can't just be like inactive and think you'll meet somebody, but I think just actively being active in your life, joining new clubs, meeting new people at events, online, dabble a little bit on Hinge, on Catholic Match. I can do another video about those platforms, and I'm sure we can all commiserate on the experience because it is rough out there. So I'm here for you, girlies. I get it. And maybe you have some tips. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but we'll do another video on that maybe some other time. I don't want this to turn into a dating channel. Maybe it will be. You know, we'll see where it takes us. This is a new adventure. But yeah. So yeah, kind of do things as I feel, but live my life, you know? Don't let dating consume my social life, where it's like, I'm doing this so I can meet somebody. Oh, I have all these dates lined up. It's good to have dates ongoing so that you're comfortable, you're used to going on dates. It's kind of like more of a routine, so it's not a nerve-wracking, because I do feel like when you take a break from it for a really long time, like a year or 6 months, it's like tough to get your feet back into it. Get your feet back, oh my gosh. Yeah, so you get what I mean. So it's good to just be doing it, being open. Yeah. Let me see, do I have any other notes on this topic? Yeah, I guess the last one is, and I haven't done this yet, this is just a thought, so let me know in the comments again what your thoughts are on this approach. I am going to start asking people if they know people, because what I've learned is meeting someone online, you know nothing about them, like besides their profile, and they could be a serial killer. I mean, probably not if we're on Catholic Match, but you know, it's so helpful. I found like dating people where you have like overlapping circles, it's way easier to get to know them, and there's way easier to build that trust, and I feel like the relationship moves quicker. Not that we're like looking to get married in 6 months, but to really get a sense for someone and their life, I feel like having overlapping circles or people, mutual friends, or any sort of, you know, social approval of people that you know about this person is huge. And obviously, in an ideal world, I think we'd all want to meet someone in person, but in online dating is just, it is what it is. It's what people do now, and it's, people don't approach people as much in person. So my thought, and this is just a thought, we haven't tried it yet because I'm a little like, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but I have thought about asking people I know if they know someone. And I know this is like basic, and maybe I should have been doing this the whole time, but I'm afraid of it coming off a little bit desperate, like, oh my gosh, Marina's so single, she's asking people if they know people. But maybe that won't come off that way. I don't know. But there's this woman specifically at my church. She knows everybody. She's everywhere, I swear. She is a little bit like crazy in like a good way, like Holy Spirit kind of crazy way, where it's like, it's a little much, but she somehow like speaks into your life, or like does things where it's like, wow, how'd you know I was praying about that? Like kind of some wild stuff. And she has some very handsome sons. One of them's in the seminary. So I feel like, and she's like middle-aged, I don't know if I mentioned that, but I feel like if I asked her if she knew anybody, she probably would make it happen. Like, I'm sure some people would be like, oh yeah, maybe, let me ask around. She would probably like count those people down and be like, your son, I know he's single, I have this girl, she's great, I will set you up and I will make it happen. And then she'll be like, did you go on that date? How did it go? And she probably would be like almost a little too involved, but I think that might be good. A good approach, because she knows everybody. Her son's in seminary, he probably knows people, and she has good taste in, like, her son's very handsome, her husband's very handsome, she's very holy, so there's that bar, and her son's holy. So that's my newest thought, like, ask people, especially like those types of people. Like, I'm not super close with her, but you know, it can't hurt. And maybe if I do it, I can do a little mini series follow-up on how that goes, because that would be interesting. Yeah, so that's a thought I've been having. I'm gonna think about it a little bit longer, just to make sure that's something I really want to do, because I feel like it's opening a can of worms that can't be closed up after it's open. So I will tread carefully with that one, but that is a thought I had, asking more people in person. And I've been doing that more casually, just in conversations. Well, if you know anyone, let me know. Like, I'm open to dates. And my brothers are always trying to set me up. Yeah, but that is a new thought. So yeah, these are some of the things that I'm going to do in my 30s to try and meet someone. But it'll be a miracle if I get married. And hey, I'm starting my YouTube journey as a single person, so it'll be kind of cool to see and document what works, what doesn't, where this journey will take us. But if you have any advice for me on how to meet someone, or if you know anyone, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.